guys, I'm Julia. I'm a certified Yoga Fit instructor. I'm here today with your beginner Sun Salutation Yoga Flow. This is a wonderful yoga practice to warm up your body, strengthening and lengthening your muscles. It is a quick flow, perfect to fit into your everyday routine. So if you're ready, let's begin. We're going to begin this practice today in the cross-legged seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, feeling a slight engagement of our core, and lifting up from the crown of our head. Feeling length in our spine. We're going to relax our eyes closed here and begin to tune into our breath. Taking cleansing inhales. And nice and deep exhales. Tuning our attention into our breath. Feeling present in the moment. Opening our arms up. We can still keep our eyes closed. We can reach our hands above our head, meeting our palms together. And then beating our hands at heart center. Then opening back out. We're going to connect this movement to our breath, reaching up as we inhale, a nice cleansing breath. And exhale, bringing our hands to heart center, opening up our hands. Inhale as we reach up. Exhale, bring our hands to heart center and open up, flowing at whatever pace feels good for us in this present moment. Connecting our movement to our breath. Opening up. Inhale and exhale. We're going to repeat this one more time. Opening out, reaching our hands above our head, and meeting our hands to heart center. We're going to move into the all fours position from here. Making sure we're engaging our core. We have a nice flat back. Making sure that we have an even amount of weight on our hands and our knees. Here. Tucking our toes under. We're lifting our knees an inch or two off the mat. Engaging our core. And from here, we're stepping out to the plank, with an option to lower our knees down for a modification. Still engaging our core here, finding a slight bend in our elbows. Maybe shifting forward and back, feeling a stretch in our calves, waking up our body. Lowering our knees down, we're untucking our toes, lowering down with control, hugging our elbows into our ribs, lowering down slowly, all the way down. From here, we're going to push back through the all fours, sitting back into the child's pose. And just releasing here. Releasing our lower back, letting go of any tension that we may be holding on to. Releasing. Releasing the back of our neck. The muscles in our arms, releasing our hips. On our next inhale, we come back into the all fours position, tucking our toes under. We're coming into our first down dog. From here, we're lifting up our knees and straightening out, pressing into our hands, to the downward dog position. We have the option just to keep our knees bent here, focusing on a flat back. Lifting up our heels as much as we need to in this position. You have the option to straighten out our legs as well. We're going to begin with some foot pedals, lifting up to one metatarsal and the other, bending one knee and reaching the opposite heel down towards the mat, and then pedaling the other leg, and just flowing through this, waking up our body, warming up our legs. Feeling the strength in our arms, holding us up, the strength in our legs. And from here, we're going to do one more pedal, meeting both heels together. We're going to bend our knees, and we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands here. in the forward fold. Releasing our neck here, bending our knees as much as we need to feel comfortable in this position. Focusing on finding a nice gentle stretch as we're still just warming up, waking up the body. Looking forward, we're coming up with a flat back. Placing our hands above our knees. Lowering back down into the forward fold, bending our knees, we're going to come up with a flat back. Swan dive up with a flat back, reaching our hands above our head, meeting our palms together, arching back just slightly, looking up towards the sky. We're opening our hands back out to the mountain position. We're going to begin our first sun salutation of the day. We're going to sit back into a chair position, bending our knees, sitting nice and deep, straightening out to the mountain, reaching our hands above our head, looking up towards the sky, bending our knees, swan dive forward with a flat back, coming into the forward fold. We're going to look up with the flat back, coming up halfway, and then lowering back down. And just relaxing here in the stretch. We're going to step both feet out into the plank position with an option to keep our knees down on the mat. Holding here in the plank. Feeling the engagement of our body. Lowering our knees down, untucking our toes. We're lowering down slowly with control, hugging our elbows into our ribs. Coming down, placing our forearms out in front of us. We come into a baby cobra, opening up our chest, trying to drop our shoulders down along our back, zipping our back legs together. Our back legs are parallel and turned in, just slightly. Engaging our core here. Making sure that we still have some length in the back of our neck, not creasing too much. We're going to move our hands back underneath our shoulders, pushing back into the child's pose, and just releasing here. We're coming back into the all fours, tucking our toes under. We're coming back to the down dog position, bending our knees as much as we need to here. And from here, we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands in the forward fold. Looking up with a flat back and releasing back down into the forward fold. We're gonna bend our knees, swan dive up, meeting our palms above our head, and then opening out to the mountain pose. Standing nice and tall on the mountain. And we're gonna repeat that sun salutation one more time. Sitting back in the chair, standing tall on the mountain, reaching our hands above our head, meeting our palms together, looking up, arching back slightly, bending our knees, swan dive forward, looking up with a flat back, releasing down, stepping back to the plank, holding here, lowering our knees down, untuck our toes, we lower down with control. And this time we can press up a little bit further into the cobra, maybe still bending our elbows, zipping together our back legs and dropping our shoulders down along our back. Or for a modification, we can stay in the baby cobra. Looking up, releasing back down. We're gonna push into the child's pose and just releasing here. With an option to relax our arms along our legs, releasing all the tension out of our neck, relaxing the muscles in our face, releasing our lower back. We're gonna reach back the arms forward, coming back into the all fours, tucking our toes under. We lift back up into the down dog with an option to bend our knees here. Nice flat back. Reaching our heels down towards the mat. Bending our knees, we can walk our feet to meet our hands. And meeting in the forward fold, looking up, coming up halfway with a flat back, and then releasing back down into the forward fold. We're going to bend our knees a little bit more. Swan dive up with a flat back, meeting our palms together above our head, looking up to the sky. And then back down to the mountain position, standing up nice and tall on the mountain. We're focusing on engaging our core, dropping our tailbone just slightly, dropping our ribs down just a little bit, opening up our chest, standing up nice and tall from the crown of our head. And now we're going to move into another Sun Salutation flow, adding in a Warrior 1 and a Warrior 2. We're going to sit back in the chair, standing up tall to the mountain position, reaching our hands above our head, opening up our chest, slight arch back, opening up our hands as we come down with the flat back, bending our knees if we need to. Swan dive down, looking up halfway with a flat back, releasing back down. And now we're going to step back with one of our legs into a lunge, coming up as much as we need to in the lunge, maybe using 2 yoga blocks if we have those accessible. Relaxing in the lunge, we can rock forward and back with our right leg back. We're going to scoot our right leg forward just a little bit with our toes angled slightly forward or outward. And we're going to reach our arms forward, coming into the Warrior 1 position, making any adjustments we need. And here we're focusing on keeping our hips squared forward, and our core is slightly engaged, and we're reaching up with our arms, bending our front knee, feeling the engagement of our quads and hamstrings. And from here, we're going to shift into the Warrior 2. We're stepping back out a little bit further, and our back toes are pointed forward, reaching from fingertip to fingertip, feeling strong in the Warrior 2 position. Holding here. And from here, we're going to cartwheel our hands back around on either side of our foot, shifting back to the lunge. And then from here, we're going to step back to the plank, lowering our knees down, untucking our toes, lowering down with control, all the way down to our belly. Engaging our core, we're coming up to the cobra or to the baby cobra, opening up our chest, dropping our shoulders down, and then lowering down with control, hugging our elbows into our ribs, and then pushing back into the child's pose. Just releasing here. From here, we're coming back to the all fours, tucking our toes under, coming back into the down dog position, bending our knees as much as we need to maintain a flat back. And from here, we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands, coming up halfway with a flat back, releasing down into the forward fold, bending our knees a little bit more as we swan dive up with a flat back, meeting our palms overhead, opening back out to the mountain pose. And we're going to repeat that on the opposite leg. Reaching up, meeting our palms above our head, opening up our chest, opening up our arms. We're going to sit back in the chair, opening up to the mountain, reaching our palms together above our head, arching back slightly. Then we're swan diving forward with a flat back, bending our knees here. We're going to step back with our opposite leg, coming into a lunge, rocking forward and back. Forward and back. We're going to scoot our foot in just a little bit. With our toes angled slightly outward, we're going to reach up, making any adjustments we need to, coming into the Warrior 1, bending our front knee, feeling the engagement in our front leg, reaching up to the sky with our arms, making sure that both our hip bones are pointed forward. Feeling strong in this posture, this pose. And from here, we're opening up, stepping our back leg a little bit further back with our toes pointed to our front. Reaching from fingertip to fingertip, feeling length in this posture. Bending our knee, maybe a little bit deeper here. In the warrior two. Our next exhale, we're cartwheeling our hands on either side of our foot. Stepping back out to the plank. Holding here, lowering our knees down, untucking our toes. We're lowering down to the mat, hugging our elbows into our ribs. Lowering, looking up, we're coming into a cobra. Opening up our chest. We're lowering back down. Forehead meets the mat. And from here, we're going to push back into the child's pose. Releasing here in this final pose. Maybe tuning our attention back into our breath. Releasing any tension that we're holding in our muscles. Focusing on taking deep cleansing inhales. And then exhaling. Nice deep exhales. Letting go of any stress or any tension that we may be feeling. From here, we're going to roll up, coming into the hero pose, sitting up. A nice flat back, sitting nice and tall. Bringing our palms together at heart center. In the hero position. From here, we can interlace our hands behind our back, opening up our chest in the hero pose. Feeling an opening up. Maybe looking up to the sky. On our next exhale, we can release our hands and swivel our legs around, coming back into the seated cross-legged position. Reaching up one more time, a nice inhale, reaching our palms, meeting them together above our head. Bring your hands back to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day for this practice. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.